So what I'm going to do is, before going any further, I'm going to ask Charmaine to come back and join us so that we can do some live collaboration and we can just show you what this entails and get you guys excited. Hey, Charmaine.
Hi, yes. So thanks for that, Barbara. Like Barbara mentioned, we all know Gmail, and that's why we sort of start the journey of using the waffle from Gmail, because that's what we are familiar with. So from Gmail, you can just click on the waffle, and we are going to create a Google Doc. And first, I'm just going to share it with our internal team, share it around a little bit, and then I'll share it with everyone and open it up for everyone to actually collaborate on. So remember, we encourage that collaboration and participation. So I just created a new doc, which we will actually just title. Let's say in this case, we plan a year-end function. And I just want to share it with our internal team. So Google Groups is something we're not going to touch on today. Oh, did it not save? It did not save, my bad.
And while you're saving it and giving it a title, Charmaine, just for everybody to know, one of the most important things to do when you create your doc, the first thing to do is to give it a name. And that is because you don't want to go into Google Drive and then find that you have like 100 untitled things within that space, because then you're just going to be searching for untitled stuff. So great.
Correct. Naming conventions are very valuable. So I've created a document, I gave it a name or a title, and I'm sharing it with Demo at Opennetworks, which is our internal team. And you can actually add a message in here, which actually will give them an email with a little bit of a description of what this document is for, the purpose of the document. And then we can also say what permissions they've got. Can they view it? Can they comment? Or can they edit? In this case, I actually want everyone to edit. So typing a message for the team. So this means that everyone will get an email in their mailbox saying, please collaborate. So I just want to show you two things before I actually open this up for everyone to assist and collaborate with us. We basically have, there you can see in the upper right-hand corner, we have individuals already joining, and they will actually jump on and create content. One of the things that we do when we use documents for meeting minutes or a document where there are multiple people included, we actually have a list of attendees that we list at the very top, and every person write their own name. So I'll just go ahead and add that, attendees, and I'll add myself.
Yeah, planning an end of year function has never been faster. As long as you can work your way around the cursors, as you can notice, everybody's jumping in because everybody's excited, because who doesn't like to plan the end of year party, right?
Definitely. So one thing to notice that's quite nice, there are different functions from editing or suggesting point of view. Where you can actually, in the upper right hand corner, there's an editing function, which everyone are editing at the moment, but you can actually go ahead and suggest. So let's say it's something like a legal document and you don't want to change the actual content, but you want to participate by giving a suggestion, even correcting spelling errors or things like that. You can actually change it to suggesting. That way, let's say I'm actually not Charmaine, I'm Letitia, who's my twin sister. I can actually just change it from a suggesting perspective, and it will actually keep the original content there, but just cancel out with what I am suggesting at the top. And then another nice thing is that you can actually comment. So we can see there that drinks, for example, coffee, water, juice, brandy. So I would say tea. You can actually highlight what you want to comment on. In the upper right-hand corner, you can click add comments, and you can type whatever you want, and you can actually tag someone if you want. So Barbara, adding you on here, hoping you are bringing Robert's tea.
Definitely.
Robert's tea. So I can assign this to Barbara, which means she would also get an email where this is an action point for her. She knows that this is actually assigned to her. and she can actually go ahead and respond to that specific thread. I will just have to give a right. So also remember, I shared this now with the group that's in another domain. So there's a lot of security features built into the sharing and permissions of a document or any other Google tool, in fact. So because the specific user that I'm sharing with is in another domain, I can actually just give her edit access from here and say comment. And that way she can jump on this document, she will actually receive the email, and she would actually be able to collaborate. So also on sharing, I just want to quickly show you, if you click on share, there are different options that you can actually share this document with. So there's viewer, commenting, editor. So, and I can actually change it to anyone with this link, meaning anyone that accesses or receives this link, whether it's via WhatsApp or an email or a chat, can actually edit. So this is what I'm opening up for everyone now to actually participate. So there we go. It says anyone with this link can edit, and I will be sharing this link with everyone in the YouTube chat. Then you can actually go ahead and comment.
Yeah, it'd be great if you guys jump into the doc and see what it's like to be collaborating. So while Charmaine pops that in, you'll notice that when you join, once you turn link sharing on, because we haven't specified specific names of who we're sharing it with, when you turn link sharing on, you might see some people pop in as like anonymous walrus or anonymous turtle. It assigns these random names to you just because because we've opened it up to a link, we don't have permission to get your name. So it's a security setting. So you'll notice that as you get access to it, you'll actually be able to jump in and collaborate. So let's see if we get any anonymous people jumping in.
There we go. So the link is posted in the chat. I want to see if there are any new people there. So this is quite fun. If someone joins this document and they actually, an individual with a familiar account, they've got their photograph, you can actually see it there. If we have random people joining, like attendees for the session, it would actually give you like fun anonymous names. So we've got an anonymous buffalo, camel, and other words that I can't pronounce. But we basically have 27 plus these 5 people collaborating on one doc at the same time. So what's amazing about this, I just want to show you, well, you're welcome to collaborate and add comments, even respond to some of the comments that's on here already. There's also a way to actually add in media or files from the Google Drive or from the normal Google browser. So where you would normally go into a separate tab, go Google search for a photograph of chocolate cake. We want to eat chocolate cake, yes. Let's see food. No one has added chocolate cake, so let me add chocolate cake. There we go. And if I want to add a photograph of chocolate cake, I can go insert image, and there you can actually see the different options. So Drive, Google Photos, or you can say search the web. So this would be your normal Google search. And it actually considers the permissions that you would look at or filter on in the normal Google search browser as well. So if you have permission to use it, then it will actually appear as an option in the search bar. So chocolate cake. And boom, there we go. Let's add chocolate cake, insert. So these are amazing functions that you can actually use during collaboration on a doc, with obviously all of the normal word processing features as well. So it's basically word processing on steroids with all other collaborative and integrated offerings included. So there's an in-doc chat, the comments you can suggest. And then just looking at the specific version history is something else I want to look at, but I just want to make sure that people don't carry on working on this document. So you can at any point actually remove the sharing access. Just change it to view only or comments only. So you just click on the share button again. And for now, I just want to make sure that the team who I shared it with is actually only viewers. And then I change this link back to anyone with this link can view. So this will mean that all of you who collaborated can actually view the same document.
And this is really great. Like when you've been working on a document and you're collaborating together, when you're done and you want to now leave it at that specific version, then you can just change everybody to viewing access, and you know that it's set.
Yeah, correct. So I want to show you the version history as well, and Barbara will just touch on it later on. But you can go, there are two ways to find it. The one is under File, Version History, or you can just click on Last Edit Made. That little link there takes you to the version history as well. So if you click on that, it actually gives you a preview of everyone who collaborated on this document, color-coded and everything. So this is like an A-type personality joy. You can see who did what and who added what. So this way I can see that I edited, everyone else edited, and we actually have all anonymous users will actually be colored in one color. So it's just because it's not identified with an account as such, but there you can actually go and have a look and see who added what. So that is a nice way to sort of have a look and see what the changes were. And if it's something like a document that's quite content heavy, so let's say an agreement, for example, it would be very easy to see who changed what in a larger document with a lot of content, because you just scroll to the colors, which is quite nice. So yeah, that brings me to the version history of it. So the sharing, actually explore tool, where you can add something from the Google search browser, and yeah, removing permissions, having view only. You can revoke access completely if you'd like. So if it's something that's you know, we want participation once off and then it's done. You know, it's a report being sent to leadership or head office or whatever. Yeah, those permissions can actually be managed accordingly. So Barbara, I don't know if there's something you actually want to add on here, or if there's something that you think is of value other than what you are going to discuss after this.
No, I think just one of the really lovely things to be able to do is naming version histories. And the reason why it's so important to be able to name it is you're going to be working in things at different phases. So if you are working in a draft, you can go and name this first version as like first draft. Then you've sent it off for moderation and checking. You can then name that next one for moderated version. And you can go back and switch between them at any time, which is really powerful to be able to keep track of everything. And then you'll see you can name up to 50. You can have up to 50 named version histories within a document, a presentation, or a spreadsheet, which also really gives you a lot of possibilities within one.
I just want to mention also one thing valuable related to the version history is we don't end up with multiple versions of the same file, having to email a file, someone makes a change, receiving a different copy back, and having so many versions or iterations of the same document. You actually only have one. All of the information, the history, everything lives in one document. And if need be, you can then go back and restore previous versions if you then need to recover previous data or a specific status of that document. So that's quite nice. Yeah, so I think that concludes our Google Docs live demo. Thank you for the participation and collaboration. Barbara will actually take it forward and just share a few use cases in some of the Google tools.